Hello and welcome to Scrolling with Ceazor. Today is May 6th, 2026. As always, this is not financial advice, just my own biased opinions based on some of the news that came across my table. So here we have the charts today. ETH is down a little bit on the daily. It's great for some trading or CLPs, just more volume, decent amount today. So that's pretty good. We've got what has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of red candles. Can it continue? I don't know. Things are looking pretty good, I think, for ETH. I feel like there's going to be, we're going to eventually start bull running, but we'll see. Of course. So gold is up significantly from yesterday, 2%. BTC is up about 1%. Sonic is up 7%, which is nice, I guess. And Hype is kind of down, but a little bit up as well. So yeah, so things are kind of looking pretty good. We'll see if things go crazy anytime soon, but not too sure. So let's move on to the news. So here we have Zero. This is a new person to me. I'll give her a follow. So she's basically gone into this this rant about how there's this protocol on called Blackhaven on Mega ETH, and they're doing some shady stuff. And you can kind of go through the whole thing and find out all of the details. But basically, they front run or sniped some token, and then they started selling the token as bonds. But really, they're not bonds. They're just swaps. So they called it bonding, but really it's just swapping and time locking it. So it's not really a bond because it's you don't get your principal back with interest. You just buy a token, but you can't sell it for some sort of time lock. So that's why they're calling it a bond. So again, read through the whole thing and you can get a better picture of what happened here. I don't have any of these tokens. I'm not playing any of these games, so I'm not gonna really dig deep. But it does kind of make me think about the idea of words matter. Okay, so people. You can't trust what the front end says. You can't even trust always the documentation. You have to read everything, and sometimes you have to verify, even read the code, which is kind of tough for some people. But with Claude and even Grok, you can throw code into Grok and ask it is this actually a bond, and it will be able to assess it. It takes a little bit of time though. But you definitely can't take front ends for their face. And it's the same thing, even things simple APR numbers, I don't really consider them ever accurate. I kind of just look at what is this thing doing and does it make logical sense that this is a sustainable APR source, and then I use that. I put my tokens into those farms if I believe that they are logically sound. And I never look at it and go, oh, this one's got 3.2% and that one's got 4.1%. So I'm going to go to the 4.1%. It's just you can't believe anything that's on the front end for the most part. You can double check things. You can make sure your transactions. I use front ends, of course. I'm not saying you can't use front ends, but you just kind of have to be hesitant about everything. Okay, so you can read through this post. I'll share it. On another note, Mega ETH has dropped this idea of this thing called MOS, this MOS wallet. That'll and if you watch through this video, it's basically a wallet that's going to be able to use payment structures very easy with what looks like Square payment structures in the US. Now this is pretty cool. I think it's nice to be able to do this. It's great if we can kind of get out of the Visa cycle where you have to use a Visa for crypto. But I don't really see a huge problem with using a Visa for crypto. There's a little bit of cost in it, you're kind of being a little bit inefficient and wasting money. But this is not really good for people who are outside the stablecoin environment. I wouldn't want to be spending my stable coins where I live in Canada. In Canada, I'd be constantly getting hit with forex changes And I guarantee no retailer in anywhere in Canada is going to accept this kind of payment structure. However, I do think it's still a valid endeavor for MegaETH to support something like this and to try to get a more user-friendly experience for crypto in the real world for simple payments. Moving on, so Bojan has tweeted out this idea. It's not much, but it's an honest work. So over the past 30 days, liquidity has gone up. So we've got 43 new loans. So those are new troves that have been opened up. About $3.2 million increase in market cap. And then average borrow rate over the 30 days is about 1% for ETH and WSD ETH. He doesn't show the Rocket Pool ETH, which is significantly higher. So those Rocket Pool degens, they really like paying interest for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyways, so you can check it out. I'm happy to keep sharing this. I think it's a fantastic protocol, and I will continue to use it, share it, and be happy that they are part of my ecosystem. Okay, moving on. So here we have Clouded. So Clouded from ETH Strategy. He went to a consensus conference, and his first reaction is, number one, everything is so institutional. So like everything looks like suited up business like stuff, and I guess he doesn't really like that. RWAs, stablecoins, centralized offerings, just everything centralized. And then holy effing S, Charles Hawkins is working on another L1. So I guess Charles Hawkins is kind of maybe he's dumping Cardano. I don't know. Maybe he's got something better. I don't know what this deal is, but that's pretty crazy. Moving on. So let's talk stablecoins. So Frax Finance has had their caps increased on Aave v4. I did do a video on Aave v4 if you want to know how it changes, how it's different than v2 or v3. And it's basically isolation a little bit. So you can kind of check it out. You can click here and you can go to the Aave, the website. It'll actually send you directly to this page, which is inside the Aave v4 Pro. And you can see that Frax Finance, the caps were increased. And this line here is not TVL. As you can see, it's base rates. So this is the lending rate. And as you can see, as soon as they increase that cap, it goes from almost 1% right down to back down to, so there's a nice big drop. So a lot of money has gone in. So as you can see, there's quite a bit. Total deposits 1.4 million, remaining capacity 3 million. So if you have some Frax stablecoins, you can kind of put them here to lend them if that's something you want to do. It's a little bit, it's only 0.6%. So I'm not looking at this as being like a super duper opportunity. Like I'd rather just hold SFRX USD or put it in my EtherFi account and get that 3 to 4%. So yeah. So, but anyways, this opportunity is there. You can check it out and so forth. And moving on. So next stablecoin I'm going to talk about today is FX Protocol. It has also grown. So it has grown, it says doubled in 30 days. So it's a 2x. It's up to 36 million market cap. So that's pretty good. More growth for more of these degen trustless stablecoins. So this one and Bold as well as CRX USD. I'm happy to see them all growing and getting adoption. Another stablecoin that is coming to the market, and it is based on the designs of the permissionless stablecoins that are in the space, and it's called Polaris. Now, I have read the white paper of this, and I've also gone to this testnet and played around with the front end and so forth, and opened some positions, and given them some feedback on what I thought was interesting. Yeah, you could check it out. It's a pretty cool design. I will probably do a video on it when it gets closer and there is a full documentation instead of a dated white paper when everything is kind of more settled. And I'll share that with you, this design system and so forth. Okay, let's move on to Binji. Binji is talking about So he's part of Ethereum Foundation, and he's talking about, like, he's defending the idea of like L1 versus L2s. Okay, it's pretty clear. Like basically, he's saying like Ethereum is not choosing between L1s and L2. It's not trying to kill the L2s. It's actually trying to strengthen them. And then he goes to list a few of the reasons why. So I'm going to go through them. So Dacon gave us roll-up blobs. So blobs were launched, and that obviously helped L2s. Pectra expanded the blobs, so that obviously helped them even more. PeerDAS, which lets Ethereum scale blob capacity without every node needing to download. So they made blobs more efficient and more useful, and just easier and cheaper, right? So that helped L2s. So he's like, his straightforward point is like, Ethereum is scaling not because they want to kill the L2s, but because they want the L1 to be better, so the L2s can be better on top of it. And it's pretty straightforward. So don't let the FUD get you. Don't let the people scare you out of your bags and you dump the bottom because of some crap about, oh, the L1s and L2s are like fighting and just use Solana or something. Like you'll see that all over the place. I think it's pretty clear that it's not the case here. Moving on, so today I retweeted Ryan Adams. He's talking about Ethereum, and it just woke up. So basically, you can read through this tweet, but it's basically, you can see that over the past 4 years, things have been scaling. Things have, I have seen significant growth and not really growth, significant efficiency and cheaper transactions on Ethereum mainnet. So that's kind of what's happening here. So he's like, 4 years ago, we had 30 million gas, then we got 60 million gas, now 200 this year, 300 to 200 in 12 months. That's pretty good. 100 TPS this year, 10,000 TPS by 2030. Ethereum is moving forward. It's not idle. It's not sitting there doing nothing. The price looks idle. As you can see, the price doesn't reflect this kind of chart here that he's showing of growth, but that's just the way things are, right? Moving on, so Polymarket has said that, tweeted this out, that Iggy Azalea hit the federal class lawsuit over Mother token, and which is now down 99.5% from its all-time high. So yeah, I got two things to say about this. Number one, you bought an influencer token. Everybody was shouting. Well, not everybody. I was definitely shouting, don't buy these stupid like celeb coins. And people bought them, and they're wrecked. And now they're suing her. So that's fine. She decided to launch a coin. Now, what I want to say about this is that there are two people inside this kind of celebrity coin. We've got the Huoc Tua girl, right, or Huoc Tui girl, and we got Iggy Azalea here. Now, if you compare these two people, they both launched a shit celebrity coin, and it's both down like 99% or whatever. It's both garbage, right? But we can clearly see that these two are quite different. Iggy definitely kind of understood the grift that she was playing, and really really leaned into it, pushed it, sold it, and made a lot of money off you guys. And then Huoc Tui was kind of more, in my opinion, a victim. Now, she did succumb to greed and shill it and launch a token in her name, but I believe she was more ignorant to what was going on. And she was kind of just like, whatever, like these guys say they got it, they're going to do it, and the devs are going to do the coin. She's definitely not deploying coins. She's definitely not selling this service to people. She was definitely not convincing other people to launch their own coins with her devs and stuff like that. Whereas Iggy was really leaning into it. She was like, oh, this is a great way to make a lot of money off of my followers. And that's basically what she did. So I believe she deserves to get a lawsuit against her, because she wasn't doing it with good intentions, and she was really leaning into it. Okay. Now legally, I don't know. Okay, moving on. So Tom Wan tweeted out this thing here, saying that like the whole DeFi United thing is pretty good, but we've still got some problems. Okay, so number one, Arbitrum is I voted 100 million ARB tokens voted for, but the quorum is 188 million. So 30 million short. There's only 1 day left. Okay. Mantle, 80 million voted for. but we're still short 20 million and 2 days left. So it's kind of looking like both, Arbitrum and Mantle, who promised the ETH to them, well, sort of, right? Who that ETH is being considered as part of the amount that will fill the hole, is kind of looking more and more like it's not going to pass. Now, I voted for ARB to do it, but I did it even before this stupid lawsuit came out. I immediately voted for this thing, and I want it to just be done and move over and get it done. But anyhow, we'll see what happens. It's kind of looking like it's not going to happen. But anyhow, let's move on. So last thing I want to share with you is I had an interaction the other day. So this guy, Chase from Stable Labs, DM'd me. It was a fresh DM, so I was immediately suspect, and he wasn't any, I know him from the past. He was with this protocol that kind of launched, and I was trying to, help out, but I couldn't really get a good look at it. And anyhow, I don't want to talk about what happened in the past with me and him, but anyways, he tweeted, he DM'd me on Telegram and said, hey, let's do a call, blah, 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 blah. So I said, sure. And I booked a call on Calendly. And then after I did that booking of the call, it was around the time to do the call. He rung me on Telegram and then hung up. And then I rung him back and he wouldn't answer. And then he's like, oh, everybody is in this meet, like Google, Microsoft Teams. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going in there. Here's a link to my Google Google Meets, come in here. And he's like, oh, but the whole team is there. And I'm like, well, no, I don't care. You come to my room and talk to me. I'm not going to open it up. And he's like, oh, try it on a laptop. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Right. And then I just basically said, you reached out to me. I haven't heard from you in years. You reached out to me. So we're going to use my links. And there's too many fishes out there. And then after that, he deleted it. So he's definitely a scammer. But the point is, I'm not trying to say, I'm so brilliant, I'm so a genius. But the point is, it's the best way. It's, in my opinion, the best way to protect yourself. Anyone who reaches out to you to do a call, you are the person who gets the right to then give the link of the room. So it's like, you want to meet me, you come to my house and you meet me. I'm not going to drive to your house to talk to you when you ask me to talk to you. You come to my house, all right? It's as simple as that. And then you can protect yourself quite a bit. Don't be desperate. Don't click links. Be careful out there. Stay safe. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.